Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn listening English with a story. The Forest in 4 Seasons. In a peaceful forest, time moved slowly through the seasons. The forest changed with each season, and the animals who lived there changed too. First came spring. After the cold winter, the forest began to wake up. The snow melted, and the ground became soft and wet. The days grew longer, and the sun shone a little bit warmer each day. Little green buds started to appear on the trees. Slowly, the buds opened into fresh new leaves. The forest turned from brown and gray to soft green. Everywhere you looked, there was new life. Tiny flowers pushed their way up through the ground. White snowdrops, yellow daffodils, and purple crocuses bloomed. The forest floor became colorful and bright. Birds came back to the forest after their winter travels. They sang sweet songs in the trees. They built nests and laid eggs. Soon, little baby birds chirped in the nests. Squirrels woke up from their winter sleep. They ran around busily, looking for nuts they had buried last autumn. They chased each other up and down the trees, full of energy. Rabbits hopped through the grass, nibbling on new green shoots. Deer came out of the deeper woods to graze in the meadows. The forest was full of the sounds of new life and happy activity in the spring. Spring was a time of waking up and new beginnings in the forest. Then came summer. The sun shone brightly and warmly every day. The leaves on the trees grew big and green and thick. The forest became a deep, shady green place. The days were long and hot. The animals looked for cool places to rest in the shade. They drank from the clear streams and rivers. Flowers bloomed everywhere in summer. Red poppies, bluebells, and yellow buttercups covered the meadows. Bees buzzed around the flowers, collecting sweet nectar. Butterflies with colorful wings fluttered through the air. Baby animals grew bigger in the summer. Baby birds learned to fly. Baby squirrels learned to climb trees. Baby deer followed their mothers through the woods. Summer was a time of warmth and growth in the forest. It was a time for playing, exploring, and enjoying the long sunny days. After summer came autumn. The days started to become shorter again. The air became cooler and crisper. The leaves on the trees began to change color. Slowly, the green leaves turned yellow, orange, and red. The forest became a blaze of warm colors. It was like the trees were dressed in gold and fire. Leaves started to fall from the trees. They floated down to the ground like colorful snowflakes. The forest floor became covered in a thick carpet of fallen leaves. The leaves crunched underfoot when animals walked through the woods. Squirrels were very busy in autumn. They collected nuts and acorns and berries. They stored food for the winter in hollow trees and buried it in the ground. They worked hard to get ready for the cold days ahead. Autumn was a time of change and preparation in the forest. It was a beautiful time with all the colors of the leaves, but it was also a time to get ready for the coming winter. Finally came winter. The days became short and cold. The sun shone weakly and often hid behind gray clouds. Snow began to fall. The forest became quiet and still in winter. Snow covered everything: the trees, the ground, the bushes. The world turned white and peaceful. Many animals slept through the winter. Bears went into their caves to hibernate. Squirrels stayed in their cozy nests, sleeping for long periods and eating the food they had stored. Some animals stayed awake in winter. Deer searched for food under the snow. Rabbits hopped through the snow, leaving little tracks. Birds with warm feathers looked for seeds and berries. Winter was a time of rest and quiet in the forest. It was a time for sleeping, staying warm, and waiting for the return of spring. And then, after the long winter, slowly, gently, spring would come again. The cycle of the seasons continued, year after year. The forest changed, the animals changed, but the peaceful rhythm of the forest seasons always remained. And each season brought its own beauty and wonder to the forest and all who lived there. Hope you enjoyed the story. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Thank you. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn listening English with a story. The Gentle Rain. In a quiet green valley lived many little animals and tall trees. The sun shone brightly every day. The animals played and the trees grew tall. But the ground was becoming dry. The leaves on the trees were starting to look a little bit dusty. The flowers were starting to droop. Everyone was waiting for rain. One day, soft gray clouds began to gather in the sky. The sun hid behind the clouds. The air became still and quiet. The animals knew what was coming. Rain was on its way. First, a soft breeze began to blow. It rustled the leaves in the trees and made the grass sway gently. The breeze whispered, "Rain is coming. Rain is coming." Then, little drops of rain began to fall. At first, they were very light, like tiny kisses from the sky. Drip, drop, drip, drop. The drops fell softly on the dry leaves and dusty ground. The little drops grew bigger. The rain started to fall a little bit harder, pitter-patter. The sound of the rain was soft and gentle. It was a calming sound, like a quiet song. The rain fell on the leaves of the trees. It washed away the dust and made the leaves look green and fresh again. The leaves drank the rain and felt happy. The rain fell on the flowers in the valley. It washed their petals clean and gave them water to drink. The flowers lifted their heads and smiled. They were happy to feel the gentle rain. The rain fell on the dry ground. It soaked into the soil, making it soft and wet. The thirsty ground drank the rain deeply. It felt refreshed and alive again. The animals in the valley felt the rain too. Rosie the rabbit sat under a big leaf, watching the rain. She felt the cool drops on her fur. She liked the gentle sound of the rain. It was peaceful and calming. Barnaby the bear found a cozy cave under a rock. He went inside and listened to the rain falling outside. He felt warm and safe in his cave, listening to the gentle rain. Freddie the fox stood under a thick tree. The leaves of the tree protected him from the rain. He watched the raindrops falling on the ground. He liked the way the rain made everything smell fresh and clean. The gentle rain fell for a long time. It wasn't a loud, stormy rain. It was a soft, quiet rain. It rained all afternoon and into the evening. The whole valley was filled with the gentle sound of rain. As night came, the rain started to slow down. The drops became smaller and softer again. Drip, drop, drip, drop. The rain was saying goodnight to the valley. Finally, the rain stopped completely. The clouds moved away and the moon peeked out from behind them. The sky was clear and clean. The air was fresh and cool. The valley was quiet and peaceful after the rain. The trees and flowers were washed clean and looked bright and green. The ground was wet and soft. Everything felt refreshed and happy after the gentle rain. Rosie the rabbit hopped out from under her leaf. She shook her fur and sniffed the fresh air. She felt happy and clean after the rain. Barnaby the bear came out of his cave. He stretched and yawned. He felt relaxed and peaceful after listening to the rain. Freddie the fox stepped out from under the tree. He shook his fur and looked around at the clean, fresh forest. He liked the quietness after the rain. All the animals in the valley felt happy and refreshed after the gentle rain. The rain had washed away the dust and dryness. It had given water to the thirsty plants and made everything feel new again. The gentle rain was a gift to the valley. It was a quiet, peaceful, and kind rain. It helped everything grow and feel alive. And it showed everyone the beauty and calmness of nature. Sometimes the gentlest things can be the most helpful and wonderful, just like the gentle rain that makes the whole valley happy and green. Hope you enjoyed the story. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Thank you. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn listening English with a story. The Sharing Tree. Deep in a green forest, there was a very special tree. It was called the Sharing Tree. This tree was special because it grew the most delicious fruits in the whole forest. It had juicy red berries, sweet yellow fruits, and crunchy nuts. All the animals in the forest loved the fruits from the Sharing Tree. Many animals lived near the Sharing Tree. There was Rosie the rabbit, Barnaby the bear, Freddie the fox, and many others. Every year, when the fruits were ripe, all the animals would come to the Sharing Tree to collect food for the winter. But one year, something went wrong. The summer was very hot and dry. It didn't rain for a long time. The Sharing Tree was very thirsty. Its leaves started to turn brown, and its branches looked weak. And the fruits were very small and not very juicy. The animals were worried. They needed the fruits from the Sharing Tree to get ready for the cold winter. If the tree didn't give them enough food, winter would be very hard. Rosie the rabbit was the first to notice how bad the Sharing Tree looked. She hopped to the tree and looked up at its dry leaves. "Oh no, the Sharing Tree is sick," she cried. Barnaby the bear came over. He was big and strong, but he was also worried. He looked at the tree and sighed. "You are right, Rosie. The tree is not doing well. What will we do?" Freddie the Fox was clever. He thought for a moment. "Maybe we can help the tree," Freddie said. "Maybe it needs water. It has been very dry." "Water," Barnaby said. "That's a good idea. But how can we bring water to such a big tree? The river is far away." "We can work together," Rosie said. "We can all help to bring water from the river to the sharing tree." All the animals agreed. They wanted to help the sharing tree. They knew how important it was for everyone. So, the animals started to work together. Rosie the rabbit was small, but she was very fast. She ran to the river and back, carrying water in a big leaf. It wasn't much water, but every little bit helped. Barnaby the bear was big and strong. He used big buckets to carry water from the river. He was slow, but he could carry a lot of water at once. Freddie the fox was smart. He found big, strong leaves and showed the other animals how to use them like cups to carry water. He helped everyone work together in a good way. All day long, the animals worked hard. They ran back and forth between the river and the sharing tree. They carried water in leaves, buckets, and anything they could find. Even the smallest animals, like the mice and squirrels, helped by carrying drops of water in acorn shells. It was hard work, and they got very tired, but they didn't give up. They knew they were doing it for the sharing tree and for everyone in the forest. As they poured water around the roots of the sharing tree, they talked to the tree. "Please get better, sharing tree," Rosie whispered. "We need your fruits." "We are helping you, sharing tree," Barnaby said. "We are bringing you water. Please grow strong again." They worked until the sun started to go down. Finally, they were all very tired, but they had brought a lot of water to the sharing tree. "Let's rest now," Freddie said. "We have done our best for today. Let's hope it helps." The animals went home to rest. They were tired and thirsty, but they felt good because they had worked together to help the sharing tree. The next morning, the animals went back to the sharing tree to see if there was any change. They looked at the tree with hope in their eyes. And guess what? The sharing tree looked a little bit better. Its leaves were a little bit greener, and its branches looked a little bit stronger. "Look," Rosie cried happily. "The tree looks better. Our water helped." "Yes, it did," Barnaby cheered. Working together really made a difference. The animals were so happy. They knew they had to keep working hard to help the sharing tree get completely better. So they continued to bring water to the sharing tree every day. They worked together, shared the work, and encouraged each other. They learned that when they worked together, even a big problem could be solved. Slowly, day by day, the sharing tree started to get stronger and healthier. Its leaves became green again, its branches became strong, and little buds started to appear on its branches. And then finally, the fruits started to grow again. First, there were small green fruits. Then the fruits grew bigger and bigger and started to turn red, yellow, and brown. Soon, the sharing tree was full of ripe, juicy, sweet fruits again. The animals were overjoyed. They had saved the sharing tree by working together and sharing. They had learned that sharing and kindness can make even a sick tree healthy again. When the fruits were ripe, all the animals came to the sharing tree again. But this time, it was different. They didn't just take fruits for themselves. They shared the fruits with everyone. They made sure that every animal in the forest had enough food for the winter. Rosie, Barnaby, Freddie, and all the other animals celebrated together under the sharing tree. They ate the delicious fruits, laughed, and sang songs. They were happy and grateful for the sharing tree and for their friendship and teamwork. From that day on, the sharing tree was even more special to all the animals in the forest. It was not just a tree that gave them food. It was a symbol of sharing, kindness, and working together. And the animals always remembered the lesson they learned that year. When we share and help each other, we can overcome any challenge and make the world a better place for everyone. Moral of the story: sharing and working together can help solve big problems and make everyone happier. Kindness and teamwork are very important for a community to thrive. Hope you enjoyed the story. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Thank you.